Have you ever wanted to be all-knowing? Well, I'm guessing most of you can barely put your pants on, so maybe we shouldn't worry about that. Instead, let's just talk about omniscience drafting. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. It has arrived, the glorious day of omniscience drafting and ear itching. Oh my God, I don't know what it is about my face, but whenever I start a video, my face is like, you should scratch us, bro. I can go the whole day without having an itchy face. As soon as I turn this on, I'm like, oh, you got some of that omniscience. Oh God, like what is the deal? What is the deal, body? Why have you betrayed me? Anyhow, let us refocus. Let us put some pants on. We'll talk about this. All right, my friends? So, the omniscience draft is here. I am super stoked about this. In fact, if I had known the omniscience drafts were coming up more in advance, I would have actually saved up gold and gems so I can do more. I think I have enough to do about 3 omniscience drafts currently, which is pretty sweet. Actually, is there a calendar? How often? You know what? If you're somebody who's actually aware of Arena's like inner workings and the announcements they make and everything, let me know in the comments if they do actually announce these drafts like way in advance and schedule them, and I just don't know where to look. Because if there's a calendar for this stuff, I want to know it. Omniscience drafts are the best. My nose is itching. Stop it. And now my ear itches. Oh God. Okay, so let's focus. Focus! So, regular drafts, basically here's how it works. You open up a booster pack, you pick a card, you hand the pack off, you do that until you have all the cards you need for your deck, then you figure out your land balance. Usually you're going to be playing 2 colors, maybe if you a ballsy boy or lady, you are playing 3 colors, or if you're a mad lad, maybe 4. Anyhow, you have to worry about balancing your land situation, and I'm sure we've all encountered drafts where you start out where you're like, oh my God, look at this awesome like black rare I started with. And the next pack you get like, oh, you know what, all right, I got a pretty good red rare over here. And then, so I'll go black red. And then in the third pack, you get like an insane, amazing green rare, but it's like, yo, you need 3 green to cast it. And you're like, there's no way to put this all together. I don't get to play with all this. Well, omniscience drafting takes your normal draft and turns it on its head in the most delightful way. It is massively different than a regular draft. Now, I don't mean in terms of how it works for picking cards, because it's still get 3 packs, open your pack, pick a card, hand it off, get a pack handed to you, pick a card. And this is something you can try in real life too. If you don't want to play it in Arena, if you're someone who plays physical Magic, I encourage you, try playing a physical omniscience draft. Get your friends to get in on it. Here's how it works. Your starting hand is only going to be 3 cards. So instead of 7 cards, you're only starting with 3 cards. But everything is free. And by that I mean, you don't have to pay the casting costs on any of your cards. And in addition to that, on each player's turn, each player gets 1 mana of every color. So that means on your turn, you get a red, a white, a blue, a green, and a black, just like my lovely shirt here. You get 1 of each of these colors of mana on your turn and your opponent's turn. Now, these aren't used to cast your spells because, as I just said, casting spells is free. So these are used for activated abilities. That's what you use that sweet, sweet mana for. Now, the way you approach an omniscience draft is actually wildly different than the way you draft for a regular draft, because you have to keep in mind your restrictions when you're playing in a regular draft and go, okay, I can't go into all these colors. I have to make sure my mana base works. I have to make sure that I have a good mix of cheap early game spells and more powerful late game spells. Got to worry about all of those levels of synergy, all that goodness. But with omniscience draft, it doesn't matter. You can play the biggest, most honking creatures, just fatty, 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 fatty. The kind of stuff you don't want to date. You want in your omniscience draft. That's what I'm talking about. You want the biggest, fattest, meanest ones around, right? But that's not all you want. That was my mistake. In my first omniscience draft, and don't be like me, because this is what you'll be tempted to do, all you'll do is grab up giganto creatures going, yeah, boy, right? Because it's just like you're going to stomp with fatness. But you will get blown out of the water if that's all you do. You have to pay attention to the subtle but powerful differences. One of the most important things in an Omniscience draft is card draw, because all spells are free. So if a card does something plus draws you a card, that is a really high order in terms of what you want to choose. You want the card drawing very, very much. Also, pay attention to activated abilities that require mana to activate, especially if they don't use any kind of tapping ability. For example, the first Omniscience I played was War of the Spark, and Vivian's Grizzly was an all-star in that format, because Vivian's Grizzly is a garbage card. It's 3 mana for a 2/3 bear, but you can pay 1 green and 3 colorless to look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a creature, you can put that into your hand. Now, if you combine that with what I said about getting a mana of each color, you will realize that on your turn and your opponent's turn, you get to activate Vivian's Grizzly, which means 2 times basically each turn cycle. My turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Each time, I'm getting to look at the top card of my deck, put it into my hand if it's a creature. And you get to play the cards for free. So it doesn't matter how much you draw, because you can just keep blasting through it. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how much card draw is king in this. I'll tell you right now, I haven't done any Omniscience drafts yet, because I'm busy running around doing all this stuff. We did our live stream earlier today. We're gonna do an after FNM live stream tonight, but I have to head out to the FNM, so I'm crunched for time. I haven't sat down and done any Omniscience drafts. I'm actually going to try and get in at least one Omniscience draft before I leave for FNM. At least one, maybe even stream it on Twitch if I can manage. But don't let me get too sidetracked here. My mind's running a mile a minute. One of the most amazing cards, without even having done an Omniscience draft or looking over the card list, I can tell you that one of the most amazing cards in this format is going to be Bone to Ash, or whatever the name of that counter spell is. It costs 2 blue and 2 colors. You counter target creature spell, and I think it exiles it too. I'm not sure about that. But either way, you counter target creature spell and draw a card. Now, under normal circumstances, you'd go, wow, 4 mana is a lot of mana to have to counter a creature, right? But in this case, you get to play it for free from turn 1. So whether you're on the play or on the draw, you're going to be sitting there going, go ahead, whatever you play, your fast creature, stop it and give myself an extra card. And when you look at the fact that you only have 3 cards in your starting hand, each card you draw is like a 33% increase in the amount of cards that you start with, which is just dirty. So grab up that Bone to Ash, have the fun of being able to grab all the different rares from different colors, but honestly, focus on card draw very highly. Look for creatures that have activated abilities that use mana, and even better, if they don't tap. Now bear in mind, you're only going to have 1 mana of each color. So cards like Golos, that apparently, I believe Golos' activation is 1 of each color, plus some extra colorless, you won't be able to afford that. There's no way to actually make that happen. So don't get excited and go, oh, grab them, and then go, oh no, I blew it. Honestly, make sure you have answers, because there are going to be, like your opponents are going to play a ton of stuff. But bear in mind as well that the counter spell style answers are way, way better than a lot of other style answers. If you have sorcery speed answers, that's not nearly as good, because I've seen blowouts where people can lay everything on 1 turn and just take you out. You can literally get wiped out before you even get a turn if somebody gets a god draw. Now bear in mind, that was in War of the Spark. The factors for that may not actually exist in the Core 2020 Omniscience, because I haven't played in it. If you want a little bit more insight into Core 2020 Omniscience drafts, I would say come by my channel later on tonight for the live stream, or tomorrow after I've dipped my toes into the pool. One of the things that's great about these drafts too is that you can learn from failure. That's how it was for me for the first War of the Spark one. All I did was grab massive creatures going, I'm going to be Captain Meat Slammer. That's what I'm going to be. And then I got just ragdolled and was shown, oh no, you want Vivian's Grizzly. Oh no, you want card draw spells. Even something as what feels insignificant, like give a creature +1/+0 and draw a card. Because it's got card draw is king. That is the most emphasized point out of everything. It flips everything on its head. Card draw is the absolute most powerful thing in Omniscience drafts. Obviously, you want to have big things to draw into as well, but card drawing and accelerating like that is absolutely going to give you an incredible advantage. And omniscience drafts are a lot of fun. Honestly, I like them way more than regular drafts. Now, admittedly, I haven't played nearly as many omniscience drafts as I have regular drafts, so that may be part of it. Perhaps if omniscience drafts were available constantly, I may have less love for it, but I still feel like even if they were around all the time, that I would spend my time drafting them. Another thing too is they tend to be faster than regular drafts. So if you're somebody who doesn't have as much time in the day, it's a great way to just get a quick draft going on, just bang, 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 bang. It'll become really quick, it'll become really obvious really quickly what you want to be focusing on. One or two of those drafts and you will be primed and ready to go. So I encourage you to go ahead and get in on it while I itch my face some more. Stop it, face. Stop it. No, it's doing it more. Oh God, I've got to go before I need a third arm to start itching parts of me I can't even reach. So, big shout out of thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for supporting my work. Let me know what you guys think of omniscience drafts. If you have strategies for the Core 2021 already, okay, there we go with the itching again. Share them down in the comments below. Let me and other people know. And as I said at the beginning, if you know about like a calendar or schedule and they tell us about these omniscience drafts way in advance, let me know because I want to know. So thanks for being here, my friends. And remember, together, we are the sixth color of magic.